Welcome to the Eye of Horus puzzle solution. I'm going to go through the solution of how to solve this puzzle. First off, it's absolutely beautiful. Look at that. I love the Egyptian hieroglyphics around the outside. My son was telling me all about Horus because he studied some Egyptian mythology, and I guess it's pretty important. That's what I got out of it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and read the directions and then show you the solution. This says, thank you for purchasing it. There are 3 ball bearings that lock the puzzle in place, and your goal is to find the way to solve it. When it's solved, this centerpiece will open and come out. Spoiler warning, we are getting into the solution. So to solve and open up this puzzle, what you want to do is line up the eye with this eye. That's the first step. And then you're going to turn it so that they are facing down, and gravity will bring one of the ball bearings right into place there. Boom. The next thing that you might have noticed is that there are 2 people here and here whose heads are a little bit bigger. Those 2 spots are actually the other 2 places where the ball bearings will go. So I'm going to line the eye up with one of them and try kind of rolling the balls into those places. Okay, it's kind of locked. The first one's locked in place. Got to kind of get 2 things here and here both locked in place at the same time. And then try pulling on this. Didn't work. Alright, so then what I would do is bring the eye over to that second head. Okay? This is obviously a little bit of practice with this one, but that eye is going to go over one of those large heads. So you can check to see which one it is like I just did. Now we should be in the correct position. And the reason I'm doing this way is because if you get one that has a different symbol there, it might not be this symbol and this symbol, but the eye symbol should always be one of them, I would think, because it's the Eye of Horus. So line the eye up over one of the faces, lock it, line the eye up over the other face, try and lock both marbles in place so that you can't turn this anymore. Seems like we have one marble in place and not the other. So this whole puzzle makes a lot more sense once you get it open. And you're like, oh, that's what he was doing. There we go. Alright, and that comes out. So you can kind of see on the inside now that there are 2 spots where those ball bearings need to fit. And there's 2 holes that need to line up with them. Okay? So inside of this puzzle you've got the Eye of Horus that actually has a place where the ball bearing falls down into it, and then these other 2 just will be temporary. So you have to get those 2 at the same time to be able to pull this piece out. To be able to get those 2 at the same time, this one is your Eye of Horus that slides it down, and you've got one other hole here. See, just those 2. And you've got to line those 2 up on these 2 spaces. And because there's, like I said, 3 holes here, you have to line them up exactly the right way so that they line up. And for me, the easy way to remember it is to line the eye up with one of the heads, turn it and see if that one works. You're kind of lining it up on the inside. If that one doesn't work, line the eyeball up with the other one of the large heads, and then hopefully you can see there that that one lines up both the holes, and then you'd be able to get the piece out. And that is the full solution. I'm going to put it back together again. If you're like me and you like to take puzzles apart, you've got all the pieces and you're like, hey, how do I get it back together? That's what I'm going to show you in the second half of this video. Or perhaps your children solved it accidentally or on purpose and took it all apart. So to put it all back together again from completely dismantled parts, you put this piece inside of this piece. Then turn the eye of Horus so that it lines up and put in your first ball bearing. Set it in there, turn it a little bit so that it falls down and you can see it in there. The next step is to turn this around so that again you get the eye of Horus over one of the heads. And for me it's this symbol, but it could be different for you, I don't know. So you got those two symbols. If you want to look on the inside, you can see that both holes kind of line up. And then you'll put the ball bearings in there, 1 and 2, and you should be able to put this piece in. If you're resetting the puzzle back so that someone else can solve it, all you need to do is kind of stand it up so that those ball bearings come free. Line up the eye of Horus with the eye of Horus, turn it upside down so that that ball bearing can also fall out. And now you've got the puzzle reset with all 3 marbles kind of in that track on the inside. Hope that was helpful for you. Have fun with this puzzle. It's super cool and beautiful puzzle. I love it. Have a wonderful day.